welcome to another NFL Big Match Preview brought to you by NFL Insight. I'm Andy Richmond, and of course this weekend it's the championship round, AFC and NFC championship games, and the game we're going to be putting under the microscope here is the AFC championship game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. A really classic matchup between two of the best quarterbacks of the modern era in Tom Brady and Peyton Manning. And we'll be looking at some of the betting markets, reflecting on, well, meetings between the two teams, and there have been numerous ones of these between the two quarterbacks, but the two teams have played previously this year. And of course the most important part of this preview will be those tactical elements of the game, which will be very, very important on Sunday. And we'll give you a preview of our match trading statistics, which form the basis of a lot of our trading decisions and strategies on Sunday night, when we'll be trading this game live and dangerous as well. Let's take a look at the match tissue first of all. There's not a lot of difference in the prices that we think they should be. Our NFL Insight tissue has the Patriots in at 3.23, bookmakers in at 3.05, so just a slight disparity there. The Broncos almost bang on at 1.44, about 9 to 4 on. Of course, they are at home field advantage in what I still call Mile High Stadium, but is probably more properly known these days as Sports Authority Stadium. Let's go on and just take a look at how the price on Matchbook are measuring up on this. The Patriots in around about 3.1, the Broncos in at 1.45. The handicap, as you will have seen, is around 5.5 points at the moment. I just favour the Patriots with that. I think they match up pretty well here, and in Coach Bill Belichick, they have one of the best minds in the NFL today, if not of all time. The points, well, everyone's expecting a little bit of a points fest. I'm not so sure this is going to turn into a shootout. I'd be more inclined to go to the under. I think both sides will want to control the ball and almost keep the other's offense off the field. Now, I said earlier we were going to have a look at how these two sides have matched up and how they even got here as well. Well, this is their second meeting of this season, because back in week 12, a dramatic game, Denver jumped out 24-0 half-time lead before New England stormed back for a 34-31 overtime win. So if we get a game as good as that again, we'll all be very, very happy. And it's the 15th time in their careers, including the postseason, that those two storied quarterbacks, Tom Brady and Peyton Manning, will meet. And it's Brady has guided the Patriots to wins in 10 of those meetings. Of course, many of those meetings were when Peyton Manning was playing for the Indianapolis Colts. Now, the Patriots advanced to their 11th AFC Championship game. They got a 43-22 win over Indianapolis in the divisional round, and they're 7-3 in this AFC Championship game. Now, the top-seeded Broncos they defeated San Diego 24-17. In fact, that scoreline made it look a lot closer than it was. Manning tossed a couple of touchdown passes, and Denver improved their record at home this season at 8-1, outscoring their opponents. That's a massive outscore, isn't it? 340 points to 197. But I just think this game could be a little bit tighter than many people think. Now, let's have a look at the Patriots. They're on the road. Let's take a look at them first. Brady and Bill Belichick, they're the constants in his team, but they've had to adapt, and the Patriots have really turned their offensive strategy around this year. You always thought of them as a pass-orientated team. I'd call them a power running team now. Over the course of the season, they've really changed. The running game now sets up their big plays of play action, and it uses the revitalised LeGarrette Blount in the main running back role. He has the speed to take plays the distance, as well as the power to run right over people as well. And New England's offensive line has done a great job of blocking 8-man fronts, which they've tried to stop him with, and getting to the second level of defence. And they love to attack inside the tackles. That's the important point here. They do love to go straight at the heart of the defence. If they have a chance here, they need to run the ball effectively again. Now, much of the Patriots game plan, though, will involve stopping the Broncos offense, and it's one of the things that I think they'll do to limit the Broncos' expansive passing game, is almost to invite the run. Say, well, go on, we're not going to give you the pass, but we want you to run. When the opposing quarterback has thrown 55 touchdowns this season, as Peyton Manning has, your best bet is to make sure he doesn't add to that total. The Patriots know Manning is a bigger threat than the running game of the Broncos, probably most specifically through No. Sean Moreno. And they'll be happy if the Broncos decide to put the game in the hands of their running back rather than their quarterback. Now, I think they can win a slugfest with the Broncos, but I don't think they can win a shootout, and that's one of the reasons I think they'll invite the run. This is not only going to be a great football game, but also a great chess match, if you like, between the two teams, and how Belichick disguises his defences will be one of the essentials as he attempts to outwit Manning. It's a fascinating meeting of NFL minds here. It's not as simple as showing one thing and doing the other. If a defender gets too far out of his position in his endeavour to disguise his assignment, he could be exposed if Manning finds the opening before the defender can get there. The Patriots will need to do a good job of not showing their hand before the snap, but they must also execute their assignments after carrying out the disguise. The Patriots also need to disrupt and interfere with the timing of the Broncos' passing routes, and it's clear that Belichick trusts his secondary to be able to do that. As recently as 2 years ago, it would have been sacrilege to suggest that the Patriots' secondary matched up well with anyone. However, it's become one of the strengths of the team this year, much like it was when the Patriots were hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in the early years of the decade 2001 to 2004. This secondary has a similar makeup to those groups, primarily because it's got quite a physical style of play, and it will need to bring it against the Broncos, much like it did in the previous meeting, without drawing too many penalties. I reckon they'll push the officials, but just far enough. They may draw a few penalties, but not of the longer variety, but they will play a little bit on the edge. Now, a player I really like in the Patriots offence, and is very important to Tom Brady, is Julian Edelman. He's showing up in clutch moments in the game. That's a clear sign of how far he's come since he was just a reserve on offence in the first 3 seasons. He'll be one of the targets that Brady is looking to, particularly on third downs out of the slot. The Brady-Edelman connection is one of great importance to the Patriots, and it must thrive for New England to be successful here. Now let's move on. Let's take a look at the Broncos. The Broncos, well, one of the things they must do is, as I always like to say, they've got to take care of the rock, take care of the ball, if they're going to use more running plays on Sunday, and I think they will. In their Week 12 game against the Patriots, the Broncos coughed the ball up 5 times and lost 3 fumbles. These fumbles allowed the Patriots to climb back from that 24-point deficit that we spoke about earlier and win the game. It all comes back to hanging on to the rock. Any turnover can turn the tide of this game, and they will be very, very important. So if the Broncos run the ball, hang on to the damn ball. Now, Denver's defence has been much maligned this season and overshadowed by their high-powered offence, but of late they're really stepping up and did so against San Diego last week. They allowed just 1 passing yard in net terms through the first half, and through three quarters it held San Diego without any points. It wasn't until 8 minutes remained in the third quarter that a Chargers wide receiver even finally caught a pass. For all the criticism the unit has received for being the Achilles heel of the team, the defence came out to play on Sunday, and it complemented the offence with just enough to help lead the team to victory. They'll need to perform to the same level on Sunday against the Patriots offence, which is a little bit underrated but is quite good. As deadly a weapon as Peyton Manning is, and as good as the Broncos offence has been all season long, the key to winning in postseason won't be Manning's arm, it'll be the execution of the ball control offence. Although the 2013 Broncos are a record-breaking offensive unit that's averaged 38 points a game, they won't win games in Jan and Feb with a shootout type of offence. That's not going to work. You need to control the ball. The only way the Broncos reach their goal is if they abide by this game plan. Less reliance on Manning and more aid from his supporting cast is what they need. The Broncos did exactly that versus the Chargers, and that's why Denver is advancing into the postseason. One player that is particularly important in executing that type of game is the Broncos' main back, Noshawn Moreno. Denver's rushing attack has also improved over the course of the season. They're 15th in the regular season, 117.1 yards per game. And Manning won't be afraid to check to a run with Monty Ball, who's the alternate back on Noshawn Moreno. If New England plays its safeties deep and back, he'll want to run the ball. It's a chess match between Belichick and Manning all game long as to what Manning does against Belichick's disguised defences. This could be a game of fine margins, and I think the special teams could play a part here. And I had a close look at these. Both kickers have made clutch kicks in their career, so no problem there. But it's the Broncos return man, Trindon Holiday, who probably makes the difference. Now, Eric Decker's return punt, he had a 22-yard punt return on Sunday, but it's Holiday. He's the real threat to score a TD at any time he touches the ball. Patriots have got Edelman and Blount as returners, but they're just not as dynamic. Holiday, he should be watched really closely on Sunday. He might even be worth a shot in touchdown scorer markets. It could be one of those momentum changes that happens off a punt, off a kick-off, that Holiday could go the distance. He's shown signs of doing that lately, and I reckon he might just do the same again. He could be a big price in touchdown scorer markets, certainly worth a pop with a few pennies. Now, I mentioned at the top of the show our trading stat sheets. He's got a lot of information about how sides have responded in certain situations, how they lead, how they go on to play the game, and what the prices should be with the score or with a particular lead at any point in the game. These are exclusive to NFL Insight. They've been worked on and modelled over many hundreds of games now, and here you can see what the percentage would be if Denver are leading by 7 points at halftime. 83% of the time they go on to win the game. So you can easily convert that into a price. You can also do that with the 3 points by halftime and the game tied at halftime. These are just a small snapshot of the situations that we can do. We can also work out sides of taking any sort of lead. Here we've picked out a 10-0 lead. There's a 12% chance of Denver taking that sort of lead. If you're looking, that might be useful if you're dealing with margin markets, or even looking at spreads as well. And the chance of leading by 7 points or more in the second half. Denver got a 63% chance of doing that. New England 33%. But if they've got a 33% chance, there's probably still a chance of them coming back into the game. Those are just a small snapshot of lots and lots of data that we've got available to us. They're just a small taster of that profusion of data that we have, and they really do help us with our trading the game live on Sunday night, where we've got some great strategies that we use as well. Now, I hope you've enjoyed this match preview. They're just a small part of what we do here at NFL Insight, and of course you've been watching live via the NFL Insight TV channel on YouTube, where we put all our latest previews. And I'll be back soon with more previews. The final one this year, of course, with a big Super Bowl preview. And if you like your betting, well, what about our betting focused previews, which we publish via the www.betting-insight.com site, where you can take look at all the best betting opportunities in the game. I have a full look at all the prop markets on the game when I've taken into account all the tactical factors in this preview. We'd love you to come and get involved with us at NFL Insight. This is year 2 of the project that we're bringing to an end now with the Super Bowl coming up. But we're focused on year 3. We have lots of new additions and new strategies that we want to bring to the party with betting on the NFL, and we'll be giving you further previews, statistics, trading views, and betting advice. We really believe that NFL Insight is at the forefront of a new way of looking at and betting and trading on the NFL. Now, I've been Andy Richmond. That's been our look at the AFC Championship game between the Denver Broncos and the New England Patriots. Enjoy the game this Sunday, and look forward to speaking to you and hearing and seeing you again soon for our big match Super Bowl preview with NFL Insight. It's goodbye from me, and enjoy the game on Sunday.